Hey everyone, you're listening to Ankur Warikoo on Woice with Warikoo. On this podcast, I talk to you about entrepreneurship, how to grow in life, manage personal finances, handle failures, and a lot more things that just come to my mind. The episode begins. In this episode, I wanted to talk about memories, something which is a very feared phenomena. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Men in Black. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. Men in Black is story about, it's a fictional science fiction story about this organization called Men in Black, who are people who are responsible for managing the aliens that stay on Earth. So the reality is that there are aliens amongst us, and they don't look like aliens. They can take the shape and form of humans, they can pretend like us, walk like us, talk like us, and only this organization, Men in Black, knows about these aliens. And every now and then, these aliens do something which they're not supposed to do. Something that exposes the fact that there are aliens amongst us. So they use this device to clear the memories of humans. And it can be done to the precision of day, hour, minute, second. And that's such a crazy concept, right? Because if we all could have a way of erasing memory, the question is, would we want to or not? And I'd argue that a lot of people would want to erase bad memories because they don't want to live with it any further. But I'd argue in this episode that the reason we want to erase the bad memories is because we don't do enough to record good memories, or we don't do enough to record memories in general. We have continued to live life in a way where memory becomes a function by default. We don't actively invest in it. We just hope that along the journey of living life, memories will be formed. And we're hoping that they are usually more pleasant than otherwise. But that's not always true. And if we don't actively do anything about it, it may never be true. Here is the reason why I wanted to talk to you about it. I realized in the past week that when you let go of relationships, when you let go of experiences, when you say goodbye to something that was a part of you, of your life, for a considerable amount of time, all that you're left with are memories. Once it's over, irrespective of whether the relationship was bitter or pleasant, whether the experience was bitter or pleasant, all that you're left with are just memories. And memories will eventually fade away. It's by design. Our memories worsen over time. We tend to forget things over time. We tend to forget the specifics of it, the details of it, the nuances of it. So over time, whatever is it that we remember is going to fade away. And if you don't have a way of storing these memories actively in the form of artifacts, in the form of documents, in the form of expressions, in the form of literature, in the form of videos, in the form of journals, you are letting go of an important part of your life without actively wanting to do anything about it. And when it hit me, it felt so sad. I actually remember feeling sad that if I let go of a relationship and I don't have anything that I've done to document that relationship, to write about it, to record my voice around it, to perhaps record a video of it, to have moments captured, whether images or anything, then over time, all that will be left of this memory will just be a fading memory. All that will be left of this experience will just be what my poor old brain now remembers. And that is tragic, because I wouldn't want that. And that's the same thing that I'm going to share with you today. Irrespective of how life is treating you right now, good or bad. In fact, I'd argue if it's bad, then that's even more a reason why you should document your journey, why you should journal, why you should record your voice, why you should record videos, why you should click photographs. Because at the end of it, this hard period that you're going through is going to go away. You will be in a better space tomorrow. You will be in a better position tomorrow. And at that point of time, you will not remember how hard it was when nothing was going your way. You will not remember how hard it was for you to pick yourself up and still show up. And you have to remind yourself of that. Because as life is, when it does get better, it will also go bad. That's the cycle. That's what we are all subject to. We are going to experience that inevitably, the sine wave of up and down, up and down. And if you don't do enough to actively document what your life is going through right now, you will never know what it was to get out of it. You will never know what it meant for you to struggle during that period and still emerge victorious. That's a regret. I remember the hardest days in my life was as a student in the US in my PhD program, doing what I wanted to do almost all my life, doing well in it, and yet constantly feeling that something was missing, something was missing, something was missing. And I was struggling to come to terms with it. It was a hard time. It was hard for me to figure what was happening. What should I do about it? And I wish I had documented that journey. I'd written how I felt. I'd recorded my voice. I'd clicked photographs. I'd done something around it. Because today I don't remember. All I remember was that I took the decision of dropping out of my PhD, coming back to India. And it sounds so trivial. It sounds like an obvious thing to do, but I'm certain at that point of time, it was the hardest decision that I had made in my life. And unfortunately, I don't remember how it feels. I don't remember how it feels. And that kills me. It fills me with a sense of regret, sadness, that such an important chapter of my life is now left to this power of memory, which is only going to get worse and worse as I grow old. And so I document everything that I do, this podcast episode, the videos that I create, the blog that I write, things that I do for my own self. I document as much as I can because I don't want to let go of this. I want to be able to feel actively, intensely feel what I am going through right now. And I would love for you to do that as well. Thanks. Thank you for listening to this episode of Woice with Warikoo. To be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to subscribe and follow the show on this app right now. Also, don't forget to rate and review the show because that just feels nice. Thank you.